Okay, I guess we're on, like, right on. Let's do this. Okay. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Pierre, your host, and it is a hot one. If it was warm yesterday, today it's a fucking boiling hot. Unbelievable. 96 degrees in the shade. Woohoo! So anyways, let's start off like we usually do by having a quick recap of what we did yesterday. So I'm going to just go over here. And yesterday, actually, we didn't do all that much. It seemed like it, but not really. What we basically did, we started our new canvas. Day before yesterday, we primed it. And then, of course, yesterday we did the background of the yellow. After that, we did the background of the blue, which is going to be a mandala. And then finally, we did the red outline of the frame of this painting. Now, actually, we did 2 coats of everything yesterday, but you can't really tell right now. So what are we going to do? Right now, we are going to hop back on this, and we are going to do shading to all the backgrounds. A little bit of shading in the yellow, a little bit of shading in the blue, and the same for the red. So let's not waste any time. I'm just going to go over here. And I think I'm going to, okay, let me just take a look and see really what we're going to do, because I have no idea. I think we're going to start off to what is going to dry the fastest. So I think I'm going to start off with the yellow, then we'll move on to the blue, and then to the red. So I am going to get my yellow here. And I'm going to get a little bit of ochre yellow, a little darker yellow. There we go for the shading. Get my faithful knife. Don't need that much. Like I was saying yesterday, it's been a long time since I worked on a painting this small. But this is actually a commission. I was asked by a Rastaman to do a painting that he saw before that he kind of liked, and I'm going to do a variation of that same painting for him. So let me just get these colors all together here and find the right paintbrush for this. I guess something like this. We'll find out in a few seconds. Rinse off and clean off our knife so we don't mix all the colors together when we're in a hurry to jump from one color to another. There we go. So I'm just going to switch cameras so we can do this together. There we go. So here's our yellow that we had as the background, and we're just going to mix in a little bit of this ochre. So of course on the camera, the more there is a difference between the tones, the better it looks. More there's a contrast, the better it looks. But unfortunately, in real life, you don't want the contrast to be that obvious. You want things to be discreet. So it doesn't always come across on the camera, but again, we are not painting for the camera. We are painting for our clients. So let's try this. I'm just going to go over here. I'll zoom in a little bit so we can see. I'm going to start out from the upper left-hand corner. And I was thinking of doing a mandala here, but in fact, I changed my mind last night, and I'm going to do one of my other symbols, which is a heart and 3 sperms heading towards it. I find it to be very nice, very positive. So I'm just going to do a little bit, and I can see right away this is going to be fine, because as the paint darkens, as it dries, it darkens. So this should do the trick very nicely. And if it's not dark enough, well, we'll just go back on top of it. So anyways. So maybe if I zoom in more, you will be able to see the little bit of change right there. You can see a little bit right there. But there we go. I'll pull the camera down a little bit so you can follow what I'm doing. I mean, a lot of this background is going to be covered up because I'm going to be painting some plants on all this. So some parts will show, some parts will be hidden. But still, a little shading always makes it richer, looks nicer. And the reason I was mentioning that I switched from a mandala, it means the shading I'm going to be doing in here is going to be totally different. Since it's not going to be a mandala, I'm going to go more into a shading that will be like outer space. At least that's the way I look at it. So, I'm going to move the camera, zoom out a little bit so you're not lost. And I'm going to go to that lower last corner over here. I guess I can start up here maybe first. There we go. Like I said, the plants are going to, whoops, that's getting a little dark there. Be careful, Pierre. There we go. So, very good. I'm going to step back, take a look. And I can see it's already getting darker as it's drying, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay. So, let's get back to over here. And now I'm going to get back to I'm going to do the blue next. I mean, I just hope since this painting is so small that everything is going to dry and give me time to, I won't have to wait between first and second coats and whatnot. So the advantage of painting on a huge painting is that when I start up here, by the time I get down here, up here is dry, so I can just keep rotating and keep working. But I hate waiting between takes. Now, before I did the streaming, it wasn't a problem because what I do is I would just go on my computer and play a couple games and kill time that way. But when you're streaming, well, I don't want you guys to get bored. So one thing's to go quickly. So what am I going to do? Yes, I am. Get a little bit of black paint. There we go. I'm going to put a little dark blue, a little light blue in here. There we go. Just put that here. Again, I want this to be kind of discreet. Don't want it to be too obvious. And for that, I'm going to rinse off my brush right away. And we will mix this together so we can check it out. I'll bring this here and I'll move to the side so you don't hear the fan blowing in my microphone. So this is the cobalt blue that we did the background with. I'm just going to add a little bit of black paint just to, so we have a darker shade here. Now this could be just right. I think I'm going to go, I don't know if you can tell the difference between right here, that light blue, and the darker cobalt. So let's go into our mandala. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. Now I had left this white spot on purpose because this was where I put my compass and I was going to do my mandala like this. But I don't need this anymore. So I'm going to just take the regular cobalt and with my finger I'm just going to put it in there. There we go. And now I'm going to do the shading. This random there we go. That seems to be going pretty nicely. Just a little bit here. Maybe a little bit back in here. Just going to put a little bit of that cobalt in the darker areas. Just to give it that little see-through look. So let me step back, take a look. And that looks pretty good. So with that, I'm going to rinse off my brush again. And I am immediately going to look for my cerulean blue, which is down in here. And with the cerulean blue, we will make some lighter highlights. And that also, I just need just a little bit. And this, I'm just going to just put some on the brush and that's it. I'm just going to tap it in there. I'm actually even going to wipe off the excess paint on my brush so it won't be that obvious. So I'm going to bring the camera in here. I'm going to put it at an angle so you don't have the sun. Well, it's still wherever the sun is hitting. My window is right behind you over there, so it does make a little shiny. So I'm going to bring this over here again. I'm going to aim it right in there. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this lighter color, which is very discreet also. There. Very discreet. Now it looks kind of shiny, of course, because the paint is wet. But when it dries, it will be barely, I think it will all blend in beautifully. There we go. So I'll pull this back. And I'm going to bring the camera back as well. Hope I won't make you seasick as I do that. And we are going to rinse off the brush and step it back and take a look at this painting. See where we're at. Okay, the yellow is already dry. That's awesome. Very good. So we are going to continue. Good, goody, goody. Let's keep working. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get the red, and we are going to do a little shadowing. So let's get this open. Let's get a little palette. Here we go. Put this out of the way to avoid catastrophes. There we go. This I can put there. I'm going to clean up this. There we go. There we go. Let's clean this off and get some paint. Yeah, I don't think we'll need that much either. So, put that there. Cover this back up. Let's rinse off this knife. Where are my rags? There they are. New painting always means new rags. Wash the clothes, wash the pants. Right. Don't these pants look clean? Of course they do. Look at the shine on that. Okay. I'll stop goofing around and get back to it. Very good. Put that away. And that black paint, there you are. Trying to hide there. Just like it. Up. So this is the same as before. The black overpowers very quickly the colors. I'm just going to put a little bit on the side, and we'll work it in there little by little. I don't think I'll need that much, but what the hell. Okay. Let's put this away. Once again, wash off the knife. I like doing this right away. It's like doing the dishes. Some people like to put their dishes in the sink, wash it the next morning. And some people like doing the dishes right away after their meal. And I'm more or less that kind of a guy. I do the dishes almost immediately after a meal. Like that, the kitchen is clean when I wake up in the morning. Start off from scratch. Now, finding the right brush. Shouldn't be too difficult. Shouldn't be difficult at all. And I think I am going to go back to my traditional favorite brushes. I see no reason to be adventurous. So let that soak for a few seconds as I run over to the computer and get some water. And I'll run back. slow motion to drink it with you. It's warm, but it's wet. Okay. The brush a little wet. Now this is a brush I use on larger paintings, so I'm kind of hesitant on how it's going to work on this kind of a size painting. And though it is my favorite brush, somehow my sixth sense says maybe go back with the same brush I did the rest. Seemed to work well for the yellow. So, you know what? I'm going to go with my instincts. I'm going to put my favorite brush back to bed. See you later, baby. And we are going to work on getting the red nice and dark and rich. So, actually I have quite a bit of red here. Probably way more than I need, so I'm going to start off with this. Just bring in just a little bit of the dark. You see there, right away we're getting that kind of a Bordeaux color, which is what we want. So I'm going to move the camera over a little bit this way because I have some water over here on this chair, as you can see. So I can just add on a little bit of water. Only thing is that I have the fan right there, so that's going to blow in the microphone, and I don't really want to have that annoying sound in the background. I'm just going to step to the side. Okay. I was hesitant there. I didn't want it to be too dark, but I'll just bring in more red paint, and it should work itself out. That looks pretty darn good. So that's what it was before. This is what it's now. And we're going to come back up here and take a look at the painting. I'm going to zoom in because I'm going to go in that upper left-hand corner first. There we go. And to test this out, I'm going to do a little shading on the side. And I can see it's going to work out beautifully. So let's just do this. I'm not really painting, I'm just tapping. There we go. There we go as well. And just like the rest, as it dries, it will get darker. There's no reason to be sloppy. There we go. So I'm going to move down the middle line. I'm going to zoom in a little more so you can see a little more of the detail. There we go. There is going to be a black outline all along here and all along here. So there you go. Just random shades, little shadowing to make the background richer. There we go. I'll just bring this over a little bit like that. Tap, tap. Okay, how's that look? Step back for a second, doesn't hurt. Very good. So let's go down this way. You know what I could do? I could just turn the canvas over, but it doesn't bother me. So let's just go over here a little bit. I'm not going to put it on too thick because I want it to dry quickly. I want to work on this painting and get it done very quickly. Since it resembles the one I just finished, I've never done that before. Two paintings that look the same, except when I did my posters. Then I would do like 6 paintings that looked the same, but they were glued on the streets in Paris or New York or Amsterdam or Berlin or God knows what city I was in at the time. So, you know what? I'm going to turn this around. There we go. Like that, we can just go back up to this upper left-hand side and continue our painting. Right here, I guess. There we go. It's a good place to start off. Actually, I should stay in this spot as long as possible because I have a fan right on my back and it feels so good. Oof. So how's that look? I have to step back for a second, see? And that looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Just move on to this other corner. There we go. Whoop. Very good. Get that upper right hand corner right here. I also use the shading to kind of go over areas that I screwed up before. Or if I see a dot that shouldn't be there or whatever. So, but then again, there's going to be so much other details on this that by the time the painting's done, you don't even see the shading anymore. You look at the details that's on front. This is just background stuff. So, but then again, we are perfectionists here and try to do the best we can. So let's do that. Almost done. Now I'm going to have to start thinking, deciding what color I'm going to use on these plants, where to put them, and what kind. So let me step back, take a look. Very good. Yes, my hairdresser put my hair in a bun, which I don't usually do, but boy, today I think it's more of a necessity than anything else. Okay, very good. Very good. And so, I'm going to move this over. I'm going to go over here and think about what I'm going to use for greens and paints and whatever. So this, yes, here we go. I'm going to start off with that. And I'm going to put this aside as well. So I do have to step back and think about this for a few seconds. Now, first of all, how is this painting going to sit? Horizontally or vertically? Okay. I'm looking in the back because I already have a couple of hooks all here already. All I need is a wire. So we will go with this painting horizontally. rather than vertically. So let's stay like that. Gives me the opportunity to get more paint on my hands. Okay. Okay, so it seems like even more important than having the right color, it's having the right brush. This has always been a preoccupation for me, and so I'm going to start off with finding the right brush first. And obviously I want to brush fairly smooth and not too big, not too wide. So wider brushes put down the paint faster, but you have less control, especially on such a small scale. So I want to go quickly, but I don't want to be sloppy either. I want to have control over this whole thing. I don't know. Nope. Okay, I'm going to try these two, and when it doesn't work out, well, we'll figure something else out. So let me get these two in there and get the green paint out. Let's get a nice new palette for that. Okay. There's my dark green palette, but I'm going to start pulling on this plastic, and this is it. This is acrylic paint in all its glory. It's just plastic. Unbelievable. So we have a new, fresh, clean palette. Let's get that green paint in there. Where's my faithful knife? There it is. I'm just going to dump a little bit of water because with this heat, I don't want this paint to spoil. There we go. Okay. There we go. Nice and clean. And let's move this over here since we have that luxury of having a table for once. I'll bring this guy down a little bit so you can check out my nice easel. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. High class easel. Well, in fact, I do have one in the basement, but it's not worth going down 4 flights of stairs to get something I'll use once every 3 years. So use what you have in the studio. So let's just work this so we get that nice creamy texture that I like. I'll bring this down rather than showing you my easel. There we go. Step back here and get a little more paint. There we go. I'm going to need quite a bit more water, I can tell right now, to get the texture I want. So let's get closer to the table and I'll just move everything over like that. I don't have to stretch and jump. Now this green, I don't know what it's called, but I'm loving it more and more. And I'm so afraid that when I run out, not knowing what it's called, I won't be able to find it again. And I've had this green for a long time, never used it for years, and then suddenly I rediscovered it. So we are getting close to that texture I like. There's a few bigger pieces in here that I'm going to crunch down and blend in. Get everything towards the center here. Just a tad more water. Most likely we're going to have to put 2 coats anyway, so. But still, I don't want it to be too liquid. I don't want it to drip, of course. And I want it to be as opaque as possible. There, so let's try that. Let's go back up here. Oh, so I had the wrong camera on. Anyways, oh well. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm not sure this is going to be the right... Okay, I'm stopping right there because this brush, I have no control over it. So usually I would continue because I'm stubborn and lazy, but I'm not going to this time. So let's try this other brush. Hopefully we'll have better control over what's going on. Okay, this is not the right brush either. So I'm going to stop that right there. I'm going to go back to my next choices of brushes right here. And I have to find that right brush. Okay, I'm going to go and try for this brush. I cut it on an angle once so I could be precise. And it's fat enough that it can cover surfaces. So I'm going to just go back over here and wet it for a few seconds. Just leave it in there for a few seconds so it can soften up. And I'll soften up my vocal cords at the same time. Okay, let's work this green paint again. There we go. There's that green I was talking about a few seconds ago when I forgot to switch cameras like a real noob. Okay, let's hope that this is going to be the right brush. Let's go back up here and continue on this baby. Okay, well, at least I got the right brush, finally. Yes, very good. Very good. All right. This will definitely need a second coat because I can see all my brush strokes. But it's no big deal because I knew it would need 2 coats anyway. So, very good. I am going to continue because I love this color. Get the outlines done. Very good. I need a little more paint though. So, faithful knife and some more paint. Let me get this out of the way here. Move all this out of the way. There we go. Rastaman vibrations, yeah, positive. And let's get back to reworking the paint just to get it into that right right texture that we like. There we go, getting nice and creamy. There we go. That looks pretty nice. And we can come back up, and you can already see the colors of the rastas. So what am I going to do here? I have to change a little bit. So I'm going to move the camera over so I'm not in the way. I have learned to do that at least. And what am I going to do? I have to think about this for a second. I have to step back. Step back and look at this. Okay. I think I see what I want to do. I don't want it to be exactly the same, so what? So let me start off. So, okay. If I don't see it, I can't paint it. So I have to see what I'm doing. Otherwise, it's going to screw up. Okay, so just want to get the outlines first. Very good. Okay, there. Once I have those outlines done, it should make life so much easier. It doesn't matter because there's going to be that black outline. Okay, let's not get too sloppy here. Okay, very good. And I can bring this down. Oh, this will look nicer when all the shading and the details are on it later. There we go. I'm going to just step back. And I see this needs to be just a little bit wider. There we go. There we go. Let me step back again. Yep. And I'm going to come back here. Fix this sucker. There. So let's bring the camera back. Take a look. And that's pretty good. Now we are going to change greens. Add a few more leaves in there. There we go. Get a different palette. I'll zoom back in here where I am going to get a different green. There we go. I'm going to put some back. Waste not, want not. There we go. Okay, very good. Now this paintbrush, which was the wrong one before, I think is going to be the perfect one for this green. So, and to do the leaves I want to do. So like usual, we're just going to work this to get that right texture. Bring the water over. We're almost there. That looks pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to have enough of this paint, but let's start off with this. I'll rinse off my brush so I have control over the amount of paint I put on it. And let's come back up here. And my throat is dry again, so I'm going to drink a little bit of water. And it's not from smoking weed either. It's just simply nice and hot in southern France. Boy, did that taste good. Okay, so let's tackle these little leaves. I'm going to move the camera over to the side so I'm not in front of this one. I'm going to switch over right away. There we go. And we are going to add just a few leaves here. Like usual, we're going to have to put 2 coats on. That's no big deal. Very nice. All right. Very good. Just a little reminder over here. Very good. And we are going to do the same down below. Actually, I am going to bring the painting down 1 notch, like that. And I'm going to sit down rather than bend over and break my fragile back. There we go. Ooh, does that feel good? Okay, let's get this paint. Just a little bit of water in there. All right. So, whoops. I did put my hand in the paint here. A little bit of saliva. A little bit of elbow grease. There we go. Very good. When the paint is the right texture, it just glides on by itself. Really. Very nice. All right. Okay. Very good. I know there's going to be that black edge there, but I can't help myself. There we go. Now, okay, I'm going to step back and take a look at this from further back. And yes, of course, that's so obvious that I do need a couple leaves in this upper right-hand corner, right up here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and we are just going to add those couple leaves so the whole thing balances out the way it should. So I'm going to step back again, because if I don't see it, I can't paint it. There we go. Okay. Just a little bit right there. Very nice. And a little bit here. A little speed bump there. Okay. So I'm going to step back a second again. And that looks just right. Don't want to overdo it. So let's bring the camera back and see where we're at here together and figure out what the next step is. Hi, Christopher. How are you? All right. Okay, cool, man. So you're going back to Paris? Yeah. When? I'm getting back to Paris tomorrow morning. Oh. But have you finished with your thing? No, not yet. No. No. Anyway, good luck, and thank you so much for everything. No problem. Yes. Bye. See you soon. Yeah. Bye. Nope. Nope. They're on vacation. All year round. You bet. Bye. So, as I was saying, we are back here. So, this lighter blue that I put in earlier, I can't see it. So I'm going to redo it with a lighter color. And I'm going to use a different lighter blue. So what is this guy called? Turquoise. Okay, let's use a little bit of turquoise. And there, I'm sure we will see it. I'm just going to do it very discreetly, of course. But I want to... So, I'm going to just take this, and I'm just going to dip in right in the thing here. There we go. And I'll put it on the corner of my palette right here. I'll zoom in here so we can check it out. So right here, this lighter turquoise. And of course, I'm not going to use all this. I'm going to wipe it off on my rag and just kind of dabble it in. So I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you can follow this. There we go. Center it. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. It's way too much. Okay. So this is exactly what I want. But I am going to take some of it off. So I can't, not doing the control that I want. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, let me try with this brush. So this is not going at all the way I want. It's actually pissing me off. So I'm going to take a piece of clean rag here, some clean water, and I'm going to erase what I fucking did right here, which is dripping all over the fucking canvas. Goddamn fucking thing. Turning into a fucking nightmare. There we go. I mean, nobody's ever going to notice it, but still. Okay, back to fucking square one. Getting the right fucking brush to do the job. So none of those guys. So this is, okay, I'll try this brush. I'm not even going to wet it. I'm just going to go right into that paint. And I'm going to try it again. First of all, I'm going to bring this sucker up a little bit. I'm going to bring this over as well so you can see if I can save this or not. So let's go over here. Okay, you see that's that is much better. At least I'm controlling what I'm doing and it's not getting out of my hands. So there we go. Very good. Finally, I can say very good. Like I mentioned way earlier, I don't want the contrast to be too obvious. Even if it looks good on the camera, it doesn't look good in real life. So I want it to be as discreetly as possible, but yet you can see it. I want you to be able to see it in real life. Unfortunately, the camera is not the priority here. So, step back, take a look, and yes, that is a lot better. Even though it will darken a little bit as it dries, but you can get the gist of it. You can see already that it looks, now you have the three tones for sure. Okay. All right. So now where are we at? I'm going to pull the camera back. No, I don't. From when I had a larger painting on the wall. And I'm going to step back and take a look. And actually, I'm going to wipe my face off. Yeah. Oof. There we go. Okay. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so where are we at here? Like I don't want to waste too much time, so I really want to speed on this thing. And I think this dark green is dry enough that I can actually put a second coat on that. So that's good news. And you know what? I'm going to do that right away. I have the paint right here. There's a little bit left on it. I'll put the turquoise away here. Come on, baby. There we go. And I'm going to need a little more paint. And since this is a second coat, I'm not going to have to be as precise as with that first coat. And second of all, I can use a different kind of brush, a softer, wider brush. So this should go relatively quickly. The whole point is just to hide the the brush strokes. So is this clean? Okay. Priority cleaning the material. Not to be too much in a rush. There we go. Okay, that is done. And now, let's get the right brush together. Now, all these guys, this one might be the best one. Or, what do I have here? Oh, not you. Okay, so like usual, I'll bring this camera down so we can work the paint together. And I'll switch over there. And I'll bring the camera over like that. I don't have to overextend myself. There you go. Okay. So we got the water here. We got the paint here. Now let's just get that nice creamy texture that we like. And actually this can be a little bit more liquid than usual since it's the second coat. And this I'm sure was going to do the trick. I'm just have to mix it, blend it in nicely with the water. There you go. Look at that. Well, that is excellent. That is exactly what we want. So, I am going to bring the camera back up, move it slightly out of the way so I'm not in the fixture, and I'll zoom in, I guess, a little bit just so you can see. Though I don't think on the camera it's going to make much difference, but anyways. Let's get this second coat on there. Beautiful. It also makes the color a lot more vivid by having that second coat on it. There we go. Very nice. Second coat helps us also fix up screw-ups. Very good. Now let's just take this, do this big mama over here. Making these leaves nice and fat because afterwards there's going to be some little flowers that are going to pop out later and it's going to look so nice. So if I made these thinner, those other little flowers wouldn't have the same effect. So there we go. Now let's get this baby here. Nice. Very good. don't know. Can you see that? Oh, yes, you can. Okay, I couldn't remember. There, beautiful. Very good, very good. Now let's get this last little plant here. Maybe I'll move the camera over just a little bit to be safe. There we go. Very good. Very good. I'll catch that up later, I'm sure. Oh, on sait jamais. Very good. Let's get this last branch done. There we go. Move that. Again, it doesn't really matter because of the black line, but I like being precise. It's good practice. Okay, look at that. Very good. Okay, I'm going to pull this back, bring it back more in the center here. And I'm going to step back here to see where we're at. Okay, very good. And the good news is with these double fans, the lighter green is already dry. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to just add a little more paint. I'm going to tackle that second coat right away. I'm trying to knock off this painting as quickly as possible. Still by doing a good job, of course. No way we're going to give some crap to our customers. That's for sure. So, let's clean off the knife. Got more paint on my hands than I do on this friggin' knife. Jesus. Yeah, look at that. It blends right into the painting. Anyways. Put this down here. There we go. Like, just like brand new. There you go. I'll get out of the way. And let's, so for this, I think I had a smaller brush. And I am going to try to find it right away. And this one looks like it'll do. So let's get back here. Again, reworking the paint to have that nice creamy texture so that it just glides on the canvas. And all we have to think about is movement. I mean, people ask me, like, what do you paint? And frankly, I hate that question. And I tell them I paint colors. And that, of course, doesn't answer the question, oh, so you're an abstract painter or an expressionist? So I have to go into the, no, I'm a symbolist, blah, blah, blah. I hate all that kind of talk and describing my painting. It's kind of but you kind of have to do it, and I don't know. It's just... Okay, we're getting there pretty good. So we're working this a little bit more. Just a tad more water here, I think. Get that out of the way. There we go. I mean, I've had so many descriptions about what I paint by other people that I'm not even sure what I paint. I've heard that my paintings were ecological, political, spiritual, mystical, that I can see the future, that I'm a visionary, my paintings are psychedelic. I swear I've heard just about anything and everything. Okay, so let's go back up here. And I am moving faster than I'm actually... There you go, sorry about that. Okay, let's go. Get this second coat on. Very good. See, once I have all the second coat on, then all I have to do is just do the details and the shadowing of these leaves, and then they're done. So now I'm going to move over to these three little guys, these three little birds. And this is my message to you. Don't you worry about a thing. And let's tackle these guys down here. Second coat just glides on so easily. Don't have to be precise on the edges. Just want to fill in the paint strokes in the middle. There we go. You want to be careful though. You get sloppy. There we go. Very good. This brush is a little too wide, and I'm a little too lazy to just take the 10 seconds to switch brushes. So I'm just going to be more careful. Very good. Okay. So let's pull this baby back. When all I have to do is just zoom back, but what the heck. Okay, so where are we at here? Let's just step back again and take a look. Well, very good. We did quite a bit today, actually. I'm quite happy. What are we going to do tomorrow? Well, tomorrow we are definitely going to do the details of these plants. We are going to do the black outline inside and outside of the frame. That's for sure, right? Black outline outside. Once that is done and we can't work, we could work on the heart. We can work on the middle piece. Yes, I guess we'll do all that tomorrow. Sure, why not? Huh? Okay. Well, very good. Very good. Okay. So, I guess this concludes today's stream. Why, I am tempted to keep going, but okay. Let's be cool about this whole thing. Okay, my friends. So I think we're going to end it right there. Tomorrow we're going to continue on this painting. I hope you'll join me like usual at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and we will try to take major steps towards continuing on this painting. So like usual, I'm going to kind of leave you with my schedule, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll say see you tomorrow. Ciao mes amis.